The big question you need to ask yourself every day is, do I own a job or do I own a business? And unfortunately, the majority of contractors out there own a job. That's right, they're a slave to their own business. But the other side of the fence is so much greener, it's so much better, and that's when you're finally fully in control of your destiny, your freedom, your time. And that's what Contractor Secrets is about. It's about taking back our time, building a business with systems, standards, values, procedures, putting yourself in the driver's seat. And that's what it's about. So I'm excited. I'm happy to have you here. Let's dive into the Contractor Secrets podcast. What's up, guys? I want to talk to you about separating yourself from the competition in a way that maybe you haven't thought of before. So I want to help you understand what it really means to separate yourself and how you can approach it in your next sales interaction. So the first thing is that people pay more for something that is different than the average. So you have to understand that principle as we go into this lesson here that I want to teach you. So think about it this way, guys. Some of you saw me post the other day about a cell phone, and probably the cell phone that you're on currently watching this is way more expensive than the average cell phone. But if you really boil it down, the whole purpose of your cell phone initially was to make a phone call, to send a text, and just to keep things up to date a little bit, browse the internet. But I'm sure you can find a cell phone for a fraction of the cost that does those three things. But for some reason, you paid way more for an expensive iPhone and you paid way more for whatever smartphone you're on. And as a consumer, if you understand the principles behind that, as a business owner, you can use those principles to your advantage when it comes to selling your service. So I want to break that down for you right now. So the thing about it is, as a painting company, for me, our main objective is to paint a house. And in the eyes of the consumer, that's really all that they think that we do. So for example, we are the cell phone that just makes a phone call and text. But the reality of it is, at some point down the line, you were sold on a cell phone that does way more than that. And for example, you were sold on a cell phone that you can take videos on. You were sold on a cell phone that you can message your friends through all sorts of different apps. You were sold on a cell phone that has a GPS tracker on there, or a GPS map, whatever. So you were sold on these value points. And what someone may have done was said, what type of cell phone are you looking for? And you can say, well, I just want something that calls, texts, and you can surf the internet. And in the same way, when customers come to me, I say, well, what it is that you're looking for? Well, I really just want the outside of my house painted. That's it, right? So what we do is we separate ourselves from the competition and we raise their awareness a little bit to show them that, yeah, we may just paint houses, but we give you way more than that. And let me give you an example of really what that is. So the first thing is, let's go back to the cell phone. Now for me, you see that I'm putting together this video for you. If that salesperson in the cell phone store said, Tanner, I know you might want just a phone that calls, texts, and you can surf the internet on, but what else do you like to do? And I could say, well, actually, I like putting videos together for people, and yeah, that's something I like to do. Well, Tanner, I know you like to do that, and there's this awesome new phone that you can have a front-facing camera and you can put your photos out to the world with your phone. So not only does it call, text, and surf the web, you can create videos for people. Well, think about how much more interested I am in that and how much more I'm willing to spend, because that's something that's important to me. So let's go back to the interaction with a homeowner or one of your customers. And the first thing you need to do is identify what is important to them. If you don't know what's important to them, well, how are you going to separate yourself? If that salesperson just said, okay, great, I'll give you the price for a cell phone that calls, texts, and surfs the web. Well, at the end of the day, he's missing out on an opportunity to make more money, and he's also missing out on an opportunity to create an even better experience for his customer. So let's go back to the house painting. So if someone says to me, Tanner, well, we just moved in. So right then and there, I know what's most important to them. Think about it. If you just moved into a house, are you wanting to get settled in? Probably. It was probably really tough to pack up all your things in the old house, to coordinate all the trades coming around, which are maybe you had some roofing issues, or you had, obviously the movers you had to deal with on the house you moved from to the house you moved to. So you had a lot going on. And for me, as a painting business owner, I recognize, okay, urgency. I need to get in there. I need to build value in a way that's different than just what we're expected to do. So obviously we're expected to do a phenomenal phenomenal job painting the house, but what I'm going to emphasize is how quickly and how efficiently we can get this job done for you. So I'll say, hey, Mrs. Homeowner, just so you know, I know that it's been a treacherous move for you all the way from, wherever you moved from. And I know that you're probably wanting to get this house done as quickly as possible. Let's go back to the cell phone store. Tanner, I know that you probably, there's a lot of options out there for you and you really, just wanted this cell phone here, but I know that you like to, put yourself out there and create videos for people. And I really think that this option is a better option for you. Let's go back to the house painting. I really think, that we could get in there, and I think that we would do a great job with a big team so you could get to the destination you are wanting to get to quicker and more efficiently by hiring us to do it for you. So what I'm doing is I'm extracting what's most important to the customer. And by doing that, I have value that I can give based off of what's most important to the customer. And the thing is if you do this over and over and over and over and over again, you're going to get the same things that are most important to your customers. So for example, this person has to move, so is moving into a house. So we want to talk about how efficient we are, how quickly we can get it done, and how fast we can get them on the schedule. The next one would be someone that really wants a color change. They're just tired of the colors. So obviously for me, I'm not going to go there and do colors. I'm going to outsource a decorator to come help them with colors. That is added value on top of what they were expecting, which raises awareness, which puts pressure on the low ballers, puts pressure on the people that are pricing jobs for a fraction of the cost, because they're only giving people what they ask for. Stop giving people exactly what they ask for and give them what they need and they want as a professional, and you will separate yourself tremendously. Let's think about a couple other scenarios in the house painting business. Another one would be someone who had a poor experience with a contractor, and maybe they took their deposit. Maybe someone opened up to you and said, we lost our deposit. I'm telling them that I won't even ask for a deposit. That's an easy way to separate myself. Let's talk about somebody who has a letter from the HOA that they need to get their house painted. One thing that I'm doing is I'm making sure that we get in there as quickly as possible to help them avoid getting a further fine or help them avoid getting reprimanded again. So we can go through this all day. There's enough to talk about, but I really want to help you bridge the gap between what it is that these low ballers are doing and what it is that you need to be doing to separate yourself. And for me, the biggest thing that you could possibly be doing to separate yourself is adding more value than what you're expected to do. And in some cases, the value that you're adding doesn't cost anything. Like in the example that I gave you for someone that's moving into a house and wants to get their house painted before they can really settle in. It doesn't cost me anything to say, hey, we can get you on our schedule quicker than you would think, and really it might just be me making a phone call to another customer and seeing if they're flexible with our start date to fit that customer in and getting creative there. So these are some options, some advice, some things that I think that you should really be focusing on in your business if you want to separate yourself. Just remember the principle. The principle is simple. Do not give people what they ask. Give them what they want. Give them what they need, what they need, because you're a professional and you do this. And don't be afraid to give your opinion, give your advice, and really direct this experience for them to make it as easy as possible. Help them navigate the rough terrain, the waters that they're unfamiliar with. Think about it. People really don't do, if you're in home service, majority of the people that listen to me really don't do, the customers that you serve don't do their projects so often. I mean, it's usually every 5 to 10 years people get their house painted. 15 to 20 years they get a roof done, granite. I mean, that doesn't happen unless usually it's 7 years or something. I don't know. But at the end of the day, guys, you have to understand that people are navigating unfamiliar waters, and by nature people aren't going to tell you that. They're just going to try to make their best judgment, make their best give their best idea of what to expect to you, and it's your job to say, hey, come with me, let me show you how this process works, let me show you why we're different, let me show you this value that I can offer you, and really make this a great experience. And people pay more for a great experience, guys. If you can create a great experience for the people that seek you for this service, you're going to immediately separate yourself from the people that are just taking orders and delivering exactly what they asked for. That's what I got for you guys today. Thanks for listening. My name's Tanner with Trade Thrive. I want to just shout out a couple different things that we're helping contractors with. If you're interested, we're redesigning websites. We're setting contractors up with automations. That's really just automated follow-ups for people that request your services. It's going to save you a bunch of time and money. So if you're interested in checking any of that out, just head over to tradethrive.com and watch one of the videos. Hit me up. Send me a DM if you have any questions. We'd be happy to help you out. So thanks again, guys. Keep crushing it. I'd love to hear your feedback on this video. Just drop a comment below. Hey, I just want to take a second to thank you for joining me here on the Contractor Secrets podcast. I'm just going to take this opportunity to let you know that my passion is coaching people, helping people. I've changed my Instagram name to @contractorcoach. And I did that because that is my passion. I want to help you. So please reach out to me. If you have an issue going on in your business, send me an email, find me on Instagram, message me, and let's do a breakthrough session. I want to work through your problems in your business to help you get to that next level. And one thing that I always say is this, the difference between those that get over the humps and the hurdles in business is just a change in perspective. And that's what I plan to offer you. So get with me, message me, allow me to help you take your business to the next level.